Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Just 2019 World Indoor Bowls Championships live here at Potter's Leisure Resort. Well, hopefully you were with us this afternoon for the game between Nick Brett and Alex Marshall MBE. Nick Brett took the first set easily, was beaten in the second set, but took the tiebreak 2-1. And Nick Brett will face the winner of the following game, which is Andy Thompson MBE versus Greg Harlow. Our match officials for this game: umpire Francis Fletcher, marker Alan Thornhill, shot clock is Dan Blewett. So, enjoy your game. We'll hand over now to Richard Bear on the rink to introduce your players.
Good evening and a very warm welcome to the International Arena here at Potter's Resort for this, our last of our second round matches. Who will go through to the quarterfinals where they will face Nick Brett tomorrow? We are about to find out, so let's introduce the players. And first to one exceptionally few players to have stayed permanently in the WBT's top 16 world rankings since 1996. Ladies and gentlemen, former International Open and 3 times World Indoor Singles Champion, it's the statesman of the game, Andy Thompson, MBE. And now it gives me great pleasure to welcome one of the game's most naturally gifted players on the circuit. 3 times international and twice Scottish Open champion and former World Indoor Singles and Pairs champion. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Norfolk's very own, the world #1, Greg Harlow.
Interesting challenge this for Andy Thompson, now ranked number 15 in the world. Did well to get past Wayne Wilgris, one of the young up-and-coming stars. Played very well, I have to say, Andy, in that match. He'd be looking to repeat that performance now, but the opposition, with no disrespect to Wayne, is slightly different in the form of Greg Harlow, the world #1. Greg has had more time on the rink, of course, playing in the pairs. So from that perspective, he's had more match play than Andy. He's had to wait for quite some time for this match. But he's trying to gather up as much or as many ranking points as he possibly can, because he's on the edge of dropping out. If he drops out of the top 16, I don't think Andy will bother with the qualifiers. He's already said he wouldn't be interested.
The match against Wayne was crucial for Andy in terms of ranking points, and you could tell how much he wanted that one, David.
His reaction.
Yeah, it meant everything.
Yeah, his reaction at the end told us everything there was to know. But having said that, I think he still needs this match, depending on what's happened with other players. This would be a big win. He feels good. He's been telling me he's been playing well.
One green.
Another chance for Andy to get close.
It's 14 inches short of jack high.
Dropped it. Dear, oh dear, Andy, this could be very costly. If Jack moves at all, there's going to be 3 in it.
Got away with that.
Yep, still hasn't made it. Not sure who's lying here, just waiting to hear from our marker. Close, very close indeed. Ooh, somebody was just about reset. We even heard that up here. It was just a major cough.
So yeah, sneezing fit or something.
Anyway, moving on. Better with this.
Very close this time. Just going to finish nicely to take 1. Yeah, well played.
If he drops back, no, he hasn't dropped back on the jack. With a chance to bring it closer to the other 2 reds.
One shot, Andy Thompson.
Takes a single.
First end, 1-0. Jack length 27 metres.
That's good stuff. There it is. Normally getting a settling down period with players for the evening session. They do get plenty of practice, of course, because the rink is secured for their use 30 minutes before. So they can get themselves ready and played into it. Already there's a good crowd here.
Slightly favour 1 red, it's close.
Everyone was looking forward to this game tonight. I think Greg and Andy are such characters and so well liked amongst bowlers generally. So they both do quite a lot with potters.
Chance for this one if he drops back on it even better. Yep, makes a double. It's 4 great balls though, it really is. Very impressive.
Yeah, great start, great.
Your
Really
nearest
good first 2
bowl,
bowls
gap is
from
5
both of
inches.
them. And he's obviously got a chance for a little touch.
2 green.
Can't imagine Gray playing the backhand this time. It's got to be a forehand shot. Gives him a bit of protection, a little bit of width if the jack comes through.
It's a good receiving position if Andy does get the squeeze.
Well, if you're slightly over the weight, you won't get back. Yep. See what he's trying to do, but very difficult to judge. I think Greg was too anxious for this one.
2 shots, Greg Harlow.
Conservative draw, isn't it?
Yes, keep the double.
Set score 1-2 after 2 ends. Jack length 27.5 meters.
Good here, just managed to correct.
Yes, not making the full distance, but very handy, 6 inches short.
1 green. Last bowl, 5-inch gap. Back bowl, 15 inches past jack high.
Well, he was aiming just for that red ball. He's just passed. That was the one he was looking to rest onto. Another chance for Andy to make the correction. Well, dropping in on the narrow side. Weight wasn't bad at all. Just missed his line. Staying on the backhand, no need to change or move. Forehand was open. He just doesn't want to touch the jack, but that's good. That makes it double.
2 green.
Just difficult enough for Andy to come around either of those bowls, but the front green one's quite a protector. Hard to get at. And he's got the best red bowl. He might be tempted to try and run it, but it's a very narrow target. Let's see if he goes at it in the forehand. Nope, just trying to draw. Difficult shot. Been playing the backhand previous bowls. That's a very good effort. Well, he's dropped back, so he may not be far away if he's dropped back on it. Greg sort of indicating that he doesn't know.
Umpire, please.
Right. Andy, you'll have to remember that line and weight because changing over, he should lead off that hand. He's able to get that close. Right. Francis Fletcher, our umpire, will sort things out.
Measure for shot. Two shots, Greg Harlow.
Through the green.
Good bowl of Andy's. Good bowl, and just ran a bowl through.
Set score 1-4 after 3 ends. Jack length 26.5 meters.
Well, that's good leading. Andy's going to have to at the very least, match that.
Yeah, he doesn't want Greg to get too far away from him. It's only 4-1 at the moment, but his first two balls are really, really good. Andy's coming in well here, though.
He doesn't want the jack first. He wanted to pass the jack. He's always going to be pushing it towards the green ball. Still, cut it down. He's got a good second.
Between the red and green bowl is 6 inches.
Sticking with the backhand. Squeeze round Andy's.
One green.
Just dropped off. And
1 inch.
the last ball doesn't really help Andy. Difficult one, this. Yeah, just trying to draw on the forehand, trying to squeeze the jack against the green ball, bounce it out into the open. Good effort. Well, Andy trying to get a view of that just from the back. He should know better than to stand there. He really should. I'll be waving at him through the window. Get out of the way. Greg just trying to force the blocker in. Andy has to be a little bit careful here. He doesn't want to get his own ball if he plays weight, but he still wants to squeeze the jack out to the other red one.
Timeout called.
Yeah, he's taken a timeout just to consider
Andy
it.
has 4 timeouts
His ball
remaining.
is very likely to go if he plays weight down the forehand.
Well, the danger really for Andy is this ball here. If he flicks that off on the running ball, he's in deep trouble. He loses 3. He really would like to get hold of the jack and get it over to the side, but that's a very difficult shot. Yeah, so he's playing the backhand, trying to filter through. Well, whoa, this is risky. This is really risky.
Wing ball.
It sort of forced him wide. That was the problem.
1 shot, Greg Harlow.
Because he didn't want to get his own ball, he was forced on the wide side, and he was never going to get the shot unless he got
Set
an
score
inside
1-5
wick.
after 4 ends.
Because he was only 1 down, he could easily have got a considerably worse result.
Yeah. Yes, it's a clever tactical battle, this.
Jackline 27 metres.
Well, as expected, a large crowd for the evening game. Still coming in, and they will do for the next 5 or 10 minutes. Greg Harlow, of course, works here at Potter's Resort. He coordinates all the bowls activities. And of course the shop, which is very busy.
better from Andy. Finished well.
Close the shot, Greg. Favour red.
It's remarkable that these two players, 350 odd games they've played World Bowls Tour, and they've only played against each other 3 times.
Really? 3 times?
That's all. There's a surprising statistic for you.
Oh.
Greg draws a shot. Andy Thompson 1-1, Greg 2. All close games,
Last
I
both
have to
shots.
say.
When did they last play each other?
2008. Welsh International Open quarter-final. And Greg Harlow beat Andy Thompson 7-6, 8-7.
Thank
So
you very much. That's
very
very
close.
impressive.
Very close. I live for these things.
It's surprising they haven't drawn each other more often.
Yes, very strange. I would have said probably at least a dozen times, but
Well, they've both played a considerable amount of time as well.
absolutely over the last 20 years. Greg looking to reach that red bowl. Was asking a lot of this one though. Yep, just slightly on the wide. Yeah, it's a funny old thing, just the way it's worked out. Two players that have been in the rankings for so long that just missed each other. That's all.
Umpire, please.
So 1 to green and a measure for the second.
Andy.
That one's been conceded.
1 green, measure for 2.
If it's 2, it's getting to be a little bit serious, Randy. If it's 1, well, 5 behind with 4 ends to go. Plenty of time to get that back.
One shot, Greg Harlow.
Set score 1-6 after 5 ends.
I think it's been battle of the first bowls so far. Greg's have been better, and he's been able to carry it through the end.
Yes, they've certainly been more consistent. There's no doubt about that.
Jack length
Very
27 and
much
a
more
half meters.
consistent. That's an area of the game where Andy can certainly improve on, and if he does, well, the scores will start to tighten up.
Good again. Good combo.
that's just not close enough.
He's just struggling with a bit of consistency at the moment. Good play in the room. That's going to help.
Close to 3, Andy.
Well, Andy's going to have to just play down and hope to get second shot with this one. Try and dry the shot, but if he can draw the shot, great. Well, if he's on the forehand, he might be coming into this. Oh, he is. Wow.
Attack in. Very close. Needs to hold.
Took his own ball out at the front. That doesn't make any difference, but it means he's in one heap of trouble here. He's got one ball over to the side of the rink and one ball just behind. So Greg might just go onto the re-spot and leave it. Try and cover the re-spot position because Andy's got 2 scoring balls in that particular area. Yes, that's what he's playing for. Very happy to be line a potential 3.
Yeah, and 6-1 up. We don't want to be dropping anything silly.
Yep, there's the re-spot position. This is different. He's gone wide.
Got the edge.
Yep, took one out. It was always, if he was going to get the edge of that, it was always going to put the other ball out of the head, but has he left 1 or 2?
Chance of 2, but have a look now.
Well, I'm not sure at any point asking Andy. Exactly. There's no chance of him being able to know if there was 2 or not. His own admission, he's just an absolute shocker when it comes to looking at measures. So Francis will sort that out. Francis Fletcher. Well, that was pretty swift.
2 shots,
Green.
Greg Harlow.
Set score 1-8 after 6 ends.
Oh, he'll be chasing it now. Must score the last 3 ends.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
Winner of this match has Nick Brett waiting for them in the quarterfinals tomorrow. 4 quarterfinals tomorrow, and they all look very tasty indeed.
Quarterfinals day always promises to be a great day. Every year, right?
Yep. 4 matches. Most times they're very good. It's an opportunity to see the players who are in form. That's the best first ball from Andy for some time.
Yeah, much better
One
open
red.
up.
Next shortest ball, how far?
Shortest bowl, 18
Can he
inches
back it
short
up
of Jack
now?
High.
that was a chance.
His face says it all.
Greg on the forehand. Well, this is a good recovery ball.
Great goal. What a ball.
Goodness me.
He heard his hand up. I think he thought he was pacey.
1 green.
Just came down a tree.
He's drawing the shot. What a beauty.
Great ball.
Well, Andy wasting no time, deciding to try and shake things up again. Oof. Very nearly got a touch on the red ball on the way through. It wouldn't have helped him though. Greg will stay well away from this.
He's cleared it, but Andy's only got 1 ball on the green now.
One green, I think, Greg.
Curious if he decided to go for it again.
I think he's in deep trouble here. I'll need to go for that again. A little tap might be annoying, a little touch. I'm not sure Greg can do much to stop it.
Well, Andy needs to score, simple as that.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
He probably will go for it again in some way.
It's not a set lie, but it's near enough.
It's hard going if he drops 1 this end.
Understatement.
Well, you know,
2 4s.
it's not impossible. It's not the nicest head to be going down bowling to when you're in that position on the scorecard, is it?
No, a little touch, just a little. So you say, break an egg on it, just crack an egg on it. Oh, he's going strong again. Can't see how he's going to get the shot out of this. Yeah, missed it anyway.
1 shot, Greg Harlow.
Well, we'll go into another end, but it's fairly academic.
Set score 1-9 after 7 ends. Jack length 27.5 metres.
And this will just be a matter of trying to close the end down from Greg's point of view. Very happy to give Andy 1, 2, even 3 shots, and the set is over.
Yeah, it's been comfortable for him. He's just been able to keep drawing away. He hasn't been forced into playing any shots yet.
1 green.
There's Greg's wife Kay in the crowd.
Well, Andy being forced to make sure he's
One green.
behind the jack so he can trail it. That's the target for Greg now. dropping through. Still a chance for Andy. Drag that jack back a foot or so. Hasn't managed to get it, but he's still, if he just drops in front of that, yeah, there's still a chance. As long as you've got the red balls in a group.
Yeah, Greg just needs to tidy up, take that away. Get in amongst the red. Doesn't matter about counting at all.
Well, he's certainly not heavy. Oh, goodness. Wow, this is a chance. It's not easy, don't get me wrong. Definitely not easy, but it's a possible.
Yeah, it's a little lifeline Andy probably didn't think he was going to have.
It's the trophy they're all playing for. Needs to be just slightly inside the line with enough weight to carry the jack back. Oh, he's not getting back. Beautiful weight for the job, but just not moving.
Pace was good.
One shot, first set, Greg Harlow.
Confirmation of that. 10-1 for Greg Harlow. Andy just wasn't getting in with the first two balls. And then when he did get in, there seemed to be any sort of opportunity. Greg just snuffed it out with a really good ball. Not big counts. 3 twos, 4 singles.
Jack length, 26.5 metres.
Not losing in big numbers, but the scoreboard kept turning over.
Better here.
Not making the mistake, is he? Misses with the first, gets in the second.
Yeah, he's correcting very well. That was a very
7 inches
comfortable and
short of jack
comprehensive fair set win for him, so he just needs to carry that on.
Well, it's just going to sneak in. Still room. And he's having to play recovery balls. He's not building heads. shot, surely. Oh, through the gap and managed to run away. Hanging on to second.
1 green.
Not a bad ball there because there's a very deep red ball and he could have been thinking about trailing the jack for a 3, but definitely for a 2. You can see that red ball lurking at the back of the head.
He's so close with his last. Just
He doesn't want to
Doesn't
tap
want to turn
that.
that.
That's number 2. Give another shot away.
just slightly
2
under the
shots,
line.
Greg
again,
Harlow.
isn't he?
Yep.
Same
Weight was
as his
good, though.
third. Yeah.
First end 0-2. Jack length 27.5 meters.
Once again, he's made the adjustment. Giving this a go.
Yeah, good here.
Really close.
Good from Andy. Good bolt.
1 red.
How short is that, please? The gap, please.
Gap on that bowl was 6 inches.
Good enough for a shot.
He's turned his back on this one very quickly. Must be short because the line's good. Oh, he doesn't want to touch the jack. Wow. Nearly
1 red.
gave it away.
He likes this one.
Just needs to pass the red, just struggling to it. And he's going to get on the card on this end. Maybe better playing this on the forehand.
Yeah, he's got Greg's bowl to sit on.
The line.
One shot, Andy Thompson.
Set score 1-2 after 2 ends.
What does he do with the jack? This is the first time he's had the mat since the first end.
I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, because of the way Greg's playing. It's I think it makes an awful lot of difference where it goes. I think it's more about Andy finding a length where he can become more consistent with the first 2 bowls.
Jack length 26 metres.
Well, I think that's the key for Andy. He must find a length where he can get his first 2 bowls close. Not worry too much about his opposition.
Really good stuff. Okay, Andy.
Short, the last ball, please.
7 inches short of
I
Jack
feel
left.
happier about that, David.
He will, but the problem for Greg is he's put that first bowl of his so short, it's right in the line for the forehand runner.
Mm-hmm.
And that's his get out of jail card. That's his escape bowl normally, the forehand runner.
And very effective it is.
Yes, but it's blocked out now.
Timeout called.
He doesn't want to waste one to get rid of it.
Greg has 4 timeouts remaining.
He might just think about drawing this. There's a hit shot in the backhand, bowl on the bowl, but again, if he misses it, he's going to be 3 down, so he doesn't want to mess about too much, plowing into stuff. It's quite a difficult head the way it's sitting.
Will he just draw and get one close?
Well, he's on the backhand. I don't think he can draw the shot in the backhand, so he's using weight. Very controlled. Well, is he under his own ball?
Slip his own.
Yep. And the one ball will go in the ditch. Now the other one might still be within the confines of the rink. Goodness, we've had a few of these on the edge this week. And he just has to wait because it's important they check this first. There you go, left-hand side of your screen. That's the bowl they're checking. It's actually quite important to know if this bowl's going to be in or out. But the string will come down. I'll have to make sure there's plenty of tension on it. That's
That changes things for Greg's next ball.
certainly does. That puts him into a heap of trouble. And he'll draw another one. Suddenly he's in charge of this end. Mainly because he's put 2 good first balls down.
Yeah, and that's a position he hasn't found himself in so far.
Yep, number 3. This seems so easy when you put the first ones in. Greg might be tempted to go again at this just to try and release things, but he's on the forehand, which is his favoured side.
Very close here. Got the jack. Well played.
Oh, not only got the jack, but he's
Well
hit the
played.
red ball and chased in after the jack. And that's not going to be beatable. It's possible to beat it, but it's going to be extremely hard. He has come out of this really well.
Great ball, absolutely. No balls on the green, 3 down.
Bang on target.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect shot.
Couldn't
Great
ask
result.
for anything better. And he's thinking to himself, be thinking to himself, what have I got to do to score multiple shots in this game? Well, no, I didn't think he would beat that. I thought he might have given it a real good go, though, and just drop into the ditch if he was heavy. But it's hard to believe that Greg could come out scoring 2 shots here in an end that he had absolutely no control over at all. Just has to sneak past the front one. Doesn't need to be anywhere near the ditch. Wow. That's a massive 2. It really is, considering the
2
position he was
shots, Greg
in.
Harlow.
Set score 1-4 after 3 ends.
Andy plays far and away his best end.
Yep, loses a double. Well, he's been around long enough to know. And then get into this situation, back to the wall, come out fighting.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
Service resumed. Andy, I'll just keep concentrating on this and hope to build on the last end where he played 3 really good first balls.
Yeah, you can't do much more than that.
Well, Greg just pulling up at the last moment. Perfectly allowable, and somebody just having a little chat, I think. Reset himself.
Two green.
He's coming away from the jack. How far is he going to go? Well, that's very close. It looks like it might be the
Try
shot.
for the last ball. Great.
Just over the weight. Would have been fine if you had picked the jack up with that sort of
Great
pace,
closest.
because you would have been bringing it back
Very
to his
close
own
between
two
them, Andy.
balls.
I think it's that one.
And he has to play the forehand. The backhand's so risky. Hits the jack at all, it'll be against him.
I think he might be one down. I think Greg's holding.
Yeah, that sort of forced him into being negative. And
Any little touch of the jack from Greg.
well, he's going to make 3, isn't he?
Yeah. He's stalking it.
He's on a better line this time. It's all about weight.
Just to get down a touch.
He might get onto the red ball, but I don't think he's got enough. I think it's one to Andy here. And if it is, he'd be better off in the forehand. Yes, moving to the forehand. That'd be a better shot with his previous ball as well. At least he's got a decent margin of error on this side. Still not there.
Oh.
2 bad balls. My goodness me, Andrew.
It's not the time to bowl too short, is it?
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, coming off the measure. Greg's
Wow.
having a good look.
I'm going for red.
All 3.
So it
Not
was-
that that makes any difference, of course.
Measure for shot.
Through very quickly on that one. I think this one's even further away. Back to the red, check it, and push it out.
One shot, Andy Thompson.
There we go.
Set score 2-4 after 4 ends. Jack length 26 metres.
Andy Thompson trying to recover from a 10-1 defeat in the first set. He sees himself 4-2 down in the second. Plenty of time, only 2 behind, 5 ends to go. Well, it's a very good first ball by Andy Thompson, but it's beaten immediately by Greg Harlow.
One green.
Well, he has to stay away from the front red one. It's dipping inside. Beautiful weight.
One green.
My shot, I suppose, how far is that shot?
It's 8 inches short. 8-inch gap.
Oh, to be available both sides for Andy. Changing onto the backhand, he's got his own ball to punch in or get to the green one. Close for this.
Just going to get the wrong side.
Oh dear, oh dear. 3 good balls and he's still the shot down. Just over the weight. Line was good. Chance here for Andy. If he can get to the green ball, punch it out.
Yeah, we'll go clean.
He should really use a timeout here because he's got plenty of them, so there's no reason to be in a hurry. This doesn't, there's something not right about it. Yeah. It just looked low coming out of the hand. He didn't push through that. I think he needed to take a time out there, Sam, because he was hurrying the delivery.
Yeah, and he had no reason to. Crucial end for him and an opportunity to score a couple, at least.
You know, he should have been arriving at that with at least a yard.
Yeah, there was no danger in playing weight there. Greg's on the tighter side as well.
Yep, he's not going to make it. It's just going to be the one.
One shot, Greg Harlow.
Set score 2-5 after 5.
Not a bad first one from Andy. Just see how Greg adjusts with this one. Needs to take half a yard, 2 feet off, but half a yard would be perfect. Still running through.
Yes, unusual.
One
He's been correcting if he's had to. He's always been making the adjustment. That's it.
Not only that, but it's behind the jack.
2 red.
It's helping to stop the jack going through. Wow, over adjustment.
2 red.
Well, now there's a chance.
Yep, Andy's holding 2. Plenty of room. Just
2 red.
looking through there. The chance for Andy. Make
Big
a 3.
chance. This really should have been a 4,
Yep.
but it certainly should be a 3.
Very loose end from Greg. Little smile from Kay.
Rueful smile, I
Yeah,
think.
not
Along the
happy
lines
smile.
of, what are you doing?
Gritted teeth smile, you know.
Yes. Well, it's the first bad end, really, for Greg. And Andy's made the 3.
3 shots, Andy Thompson.
Set score 5-5 after 6 ends.
Well, good time to pick up a 3.
Absolutely. Certainly is. Let's just see what he does with this jack.
Jack length 25.5 metres.
So Andy Thompson on his way back in the second set. I said he must win. 5-all after 6 ends. He just has to par forward now to take the second set and force a tie break.
Very good.
Yep.
Good balls.
Greg Harlow starting to lose his way a little bit.
First time that he's had a little bit of pressure put on him.
Yes, and it could be a forehand runner.
Yep, going early. Balls or jack. Clip the jack out to the side.
Well, it's opened that up a bit.
Yep.
He's still probably a shot down, but he'll be not happy he didn't pick it up clean, but second option.
No, it's about that far
Just got a
to that
fraction
side
of
of
it
the
in the
spot and 3 inches past.
It'll be very hard to hold this ball up because it's beyond the. Oh my goodness me! He's skirted with the side ditch there. Probably has to. I don't think he's got much of a choice. But it's a great ball. The only way to get it there is to go that far wide. With his balls anyway.
Great ball.
Greg's balls are just a tiny bit straighter, slightly narrower and flatter line. Doesn't need to go just as wide. Oh, this looks quite narrow to me, unless he's carrying weight. He's got a bit of extra weight on it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Little
got the
touch,
ball. Oh,
just
well
enough.
played.
Yeah, great ball.
Oh, he played that so well. Much flatter ball than Andy, and if he'd have missed it,
1 green.
he was getting second shot. He just had 2 or 3 feet to hold it. And he has to try and turn the jack round the corner or play the same sort of stun shot.
He's got a lot more pace.
Yep, looking for the bowler jack.
Just going to get the edge of the ball.
Oh no,
Quite
where's
enough.
the jack going? Is it still within the confines of the rink?
I think it's still in.
If it goes onto the re-spot, then it looks like it's going to be very close to one to red.
Still in the rink.
Well, they've had a look, and it's still in. Greg's playing the backhand again. I thought he might have played the forehand this time, but
He's got plenty of room for second in terms of line.
yes, he has.
Is he up?
Two shots, Greg Harlow.
Set score 5-7 after 7 ends.
It's a second end that Greg's forehand runner's got him out of a bit of trouble.
That's what he uses it for.
Jack length
Indeed.
27
It was
metres.
just a little flick though on the jack was enough.
Yeah, it just feathered the jack really.
Yep, Andy played a very good ball, and
And of course, a great bar of Greg's third bar was a great bar.
That was the
perfect
perfect-
weight.
perfect delivery.
Yeah.
But he's got a 2 out of it. Puts him back in the driving seat.
Broken ball.
Last bowl. Last bowl gap is 10 inches.
Yes, Andy has to win this end to give himself any sort of a chance in the last one.
Slightly favour last bowl, Andy.
Slight preference for the last ball. Won't change Andy's shot. Still looking to draw around his own. Little touch on his own, I'll slide it along the carpet. But he knows the line and the weight. I expect him to be close with this. Well, interesting. Greg has to be careful now. He might be tempted to move onto the forehand. Well, he's playing away in the back. He's going to have to be very accurate with this.
Certainly gone wide.
Well, it needs to truck on a bit. He doesn't want to leave it hanging out on the wing. Oh,
He had to make sure he was coming round there. You'd have thought he'd have changed over. Looked slightly easier on the other.
Well, it's not only easier, but it's safer because he couldn't hit the red ball in. He can the backhand. I think he's left this very nicely framed for Andy to punch his own ball in. Alternative is in the forehand for Andy if he wants to play it, but he can take the ball out. Yep, that's what he's playing. Can rest into the forehand. Rest up to the green ball. If he doesn't make the green ball, there's a chance of coming into his own. Oh, Andy, you need to be up. You need to be up, and that's not helpful. That will change Greg onto the forehand. Short ball, not needed. Getting hit a little bit quickly. Yeah. No damage done because even if Andy gets to that one, he won't drop in for another shot. But he needs a correction with this one. Big ball this for Andy Thompson. Well, he's on a perfect line.
He's not here.
Dear, oh dear, Andy. Oh, what are you doing? You could have afforded to reach right through that green ball and turned it.
With all three balls, obviously he needed to be up, but there was no reason why he couldn't have been up.
Yeah, that was an important ball though, because if it's one green, he's now chasing a 4.
Yeah,
good. One green.
One shot, Greg Harlow.
That's what Alan Thornhill said earlier in the end, and our rings confirmed it as well.
Set score 5-8 after 8 ends.
So unless Andy Thompson gets a 4 here, they'll be shaking hands. As we approach the 90-minute mark. Well, he's had a 3 in this match, but he only scored in one end in the first set and 2 other singles in this set. So 4 ends in total
27 meters
out of 16. So it's been fairly comprehensive in terms of the scoring.
And Greg's been in command from the start of this game.
Greg Harlow. Greg Harlow with 1 foot into the quarterfinals now, having won the first set 10-1. He's 8-5 in the second set and 1 end to go. So Andy Thompson chasing a full house of 4. Does happen, but it's rarely when you need it. Good start though. Really good start.
Great start.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. It's moved across onto the forehand
green.
that Andy was playing.
Greg's bowl 12 inches short of jack high.
Well, it's just difficult enough to negotiate that. He needs to be up here. He needs to. Oh, that's it over now.
I'm surprised he's stuck with that hand.
Yep. It was always difficult.
That you're looking for the perfect bowl, which is not easy.
And that's Greg moving to the backhand, the open hand. Happy enough just to leave his own bowl where it is. And that's another one popped in. I don't think there's any way out of this for Andy Thompson now. Might play through it to try and get to the two green bowls. If he misses, they'll be shaking hands. Oh, that looks wide. Oh, it's gone. Yep.
2 shots, second set at the match. Greg Harlow.
Nice one shot for Greg Harlow. Takes the second set. Andy can't score 4. Finishes the match off at 9-5. So 10-1 to Greg Harlow in the first set. 9-5 in the second. Very comprehensive win over Andy Thompson, 15th seed. And as the two players discuss what's been going on, Greg Harlow will move into the quarterfinals, and very well played, fully deserved.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed today's play here at the World Bowls Tour YouTube streaming and Facebook streaming, and the match result that we've just seen. Andy Thompson MB versus Greg Harlow. Well, it was a one-sided affair in the first set. Greg took that 10-1, and then he just finished up the second set 10-5. So he's the final player to take his place in the quarterfinals for tomorrow. And we have your quarterfinal lineup for tomorrow. We start again bright and early at 10 o'clock. Defending champion Mark Dawes plays against the in-form and Scottish International Open champion Stuart Anderson. Then at 1 o'clock, we have the man you've just seen now, Greg Harlow, the world #1, plays his very good friend and pairs partner, Nick Brett. Then straight after that, we have Les Gillett versus Scott Edwards. Interesting game on the cards, both charismatic players. We'll see how that one goes. And the final one of the quarterfinals tomorrow night at 7:30, qualifier ex-former top 16 player Simon Skelton plays Darren Burnett. Thanks so much for your company today. Please join us live for every bowl played tomorrow. I'll be here at 10 o'clock. You be here too.